All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope that everyone is doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me just make a little adjustment. You guys see I got these glasses on, but how's everybody doing? I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you're feeling well. Today is what, Thursday? I'm thinking I was about to say Friday, but it's Thursday. And what is Thursday? It's not just another day. Today is the day that um, it's about promise, it's about execution, but it's about you. It's about you growing. It's about you becoming the best version of yourself. So, with that, welcome to the Better Podcast, where yours truly, DMP Speaks. Listen, it's a pleasure to be with you all. Tonight, we're going to be talking about 3 ways to improve your self esteem. I need you guys to share this with someone. I need you to put this on your page because I really want to just give you some gems on tonight. I really want you to gather yourself together. I want you to share this with someone. If you don't know, so let me back up a little bit. If you don't know who I am, my name is David M. Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks, and I'm a motivational empowerment speaker. I'm also a family restoration specialist, which means I'm in the business of putting families back together, children back with their parents, parents back with their families, better communication, better love, better admiration and respect for one another. And I'm also a board certified Christian counselor. With all that being said, I am a servant to God's people in the marketplace. I'm here to serve. So how I serve, I do these shows, this podcast every Thursday night live, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever your time interval is, but it's always 9 o'clock here. So I don't want the time to get away from us, but I need you again to share this with someone as we go into this. And please, let's be interactive tonight. I want you to ask any questions. You might like everything that I said, which is great, but you might have some things that you don't know or don't like, but it's okay. But I want you to put it in the comments. I want this to be more interactive. I made some adjustments with my podcast. I don't want to just talk to you. I want to talk with you. And I want you to feel comfortable because it's not about me. It's about me serving you the information that I feel is vital and it's important for you to have for your everyday life and for your family's life. So with that, let's get into this. So the topic is, again, 3 ways to improve self-acceptance. I said self-esteem, my apologies. It's 3 ways to improve self-acceptance. So let's define self-acceptance, okay? Self-acceptance is defined as an individual's acceptance of all of their attributes, whether it's positive or it's negative. Let me say it again. Self-acceptance is defined as an individual's acceptance of all of their attributes, whether it's positive or negative, right? Some examples of self-acceptance is, or the lack of self-acceptance is, maybe you have some childhood trauma with your parents. Maybe they have treated you differently, or you felt like as a child that you were loved less, right? And somebody else was loved a little bit more. That's just an example. Another example is siblings competing for that affection. Have you ever been there? Because I have. I'm not gonna lie. I love my sister. God bless her dead. But there are times that I would fight because I wanted more of my parents' attention. I felt like because she's older, that she got more attention. And then there are times that because I was younger, she felt like I got more attention than she did. Probably so. Maybe so. Love you, Sue. But seriously, siblings competing for that time, competing for that affection, and maybe some of you have dealt with that, and you felt like you got the short end of the stick. Another example is maybe you weren't as popular as you wanted to be in school, right? Maybe you felt like you were overlooked. Maybe you weren't picked for the basketball team, and that brought your self-acceptance or accepting yourself, if you want to put it like that. So these are just some examples. Another quick example is friends not having friends, not having a lot of friends, or having those interactions that you needed to have. Um, just to give you a few. Now, when we are learning how to self-accept ourselves, we must embrace every part of ourselves. Sometimes we don't really embrace who we are, the flaws and all. That's what it's all about. Accepting yourself when you have good days and when you have bad days, when you make mistakes and you make some great decisions. But you have to embrace all of that because that is a part of you. There are some parts of me that I don't like. There are some parts of you that you might not like, but it's who I am and it's who you are. Again, it's not just the positive things, right? But self-acceptance, in my own terms, should be unconditional. You should accept yourself, whether it's good or it's bad. But you must recognize, hear me, you must recognize your weaknesses. You can recognize your strengths, but a lot of times we don't recognize our weakness because we feel that that's a flaw. We feel that, why should I be focused on what is wrong with me? Well, let me say this to you. When you figure out what's wrong with you, then you have time to fix it. Let me say it again. When you figure out what's wrong with you, then you have time to fix it. Some of us have not fully accepted ourselves because we're not working on what's wrong with us. We're so focused on what's right with us, which is a good thing to a certain point. But when we don't work on ourselves, it trickles down to our family, right? When you don't work on your childhood trauma, when you don't work on something that happened to you, and if you don't deal with that, not in the length of time, but if you don't deal with that, that can trickle down in your marriage. That can trickle down to your children, and then from your children to your children's children, and it becomes a generational thing. So we have to be able to, it's just that deep, so that we have to be able to really work on that. So let me ask you this. When is the last time you fully accepted your flaws, your shortcomings, and your failures? I want you to put it in the chat. Be bold enough to do it because, again, this podcast is a little different because we're not just talking about self-esteem, confidence, and just family dynamic. We're looking at a little bit deeper, the root issues, the root concerns. When is the last time you accepted and said, I got flaws, but I'm working on myself. I've had shortcomings, but I'm working on myself. I've had failures, but I'm working on myself. So you have to realize, you have to recognize that sometimes you have tried to do your best, but things just don't happen. But that doesn't mean that you are a bad person, right? Maybe you have done something or you made a decision for your family or for your children, or you might have said something wrong or whatever you hurt that child's feelings, or you've hurt your friend's feelings, you hurt that family member's feeling or that friend's feeling. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It's just sometimes you got to recognize I have to accept what I have done, right? But we have to be more skilled and we have to be more honest in these areas of our life of accepting ourselves. See, self-acceptance comes when you don't allow your failures to be a part of you. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I think my sister said, Amina, I love you, I miss you. She said, I have flaws that I need to work on. Sis, we all do. We all have some flaws that we need to work on. But guess what, Amina and everyone? It's a part of who you are. See, if I could be transparent for a moment, I struggled. I used to struggle in this area because I would not tell. I'm not saying you got to call up somebody. These are my flaws. But I would always talk about the great things that I've done. But I would never talk about the things that I've done that have brought embarrassment, that I just didn't think it through. See, we all have some kind of flaw. We all have some kind of shortcoming. We all have something that we have done, good or bad. But we have to learn to accept who we are and be strong in that area. I miss you too. I love you very much. We have to be able to have that because that's who we are. See, if we cut out just if we just focus on, well, I did all of this right, we're not human because we have messed up. We have messed up in our lives somewhere, somehow. And our failures are a part of who we are. It's a part of us. Our slip-ups are a part of us. Our good days and our good moments are also a part of us. Everyone has flaws, but we have to learn how to accept ourselves even when other people don't accept us. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Let me pause here and let me ask, are you enjoying this tonight? Are you enjoying this? And this could be a little hard because this might be something that you're dealing with right now. And I get it. I understand it. But I want to let you know this is where the true change comes when we accept ourselves, our self-acceptance. So I want to pause here in the podcast and I want to show you some things that I'm working on. While this is going on, get you something to drink, or whatever that you got to do, use the bathroom. But I want you to pay attention to these two particular things that I do every week. I just want to share this with you, and I want you to share this with somebody. Y'all ready? Let's go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, if you're looking for help for your family, please don't hesitate to contact me. That information is there to help these families, to help your family become the best version that you all can be. And check out Speak Out Loud radio show on Fire 716 Radio every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's do a recap, shall we? Let's go back a little bit, okay? This is important that we do that. Even if you've missed the live, you can go back and replay it. I'll have it on all my social media pages for your enjoyment because I want to empower you. So again, we're talking about 3 ways to improve your self-acceptance, not just your self-esteem, your self-acceptance. And what I did, I talked about, and we all talked about how self-acceptance is an individual's acceptance of all of their attributes, positive or negative. So that whole person, I gave some examples of childhood trauma that people might not have accepted themselves, sibling rivalries, maybe not being popular in school, maybe not having the friends that you want to have, but learning how to accept yourself should be unconditional and not conditioned. But you got to recognize that you have things that are good, but you also have things that are flawed, that might not be so well, might not be so good. But that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It's just that your failures are a part of you. Your good times are a part of you. Your bad decisions or your indecisiveness is a part of you. But you got to accept that because nobody else is going to fully accept that but you. And then we talked about how everyone has flaws, but within those flaws, you got to see, right, that these flaws are here to build yourself up. You might say, well, how is these flaws building me up? Because you're recognizing what needs to change. That's what you're doing. You're recognizing, I need to change this. I need to change this about myself because that's where it comes down to, everybody. I don't want to talk at you, but I get excited about this because this is just who I am. This is just who I am. I want to see you win in every area of your life with your family because it's important to me. I don't even know who you are. It doesn't matter. I want to see you win at every level. At every level. So with the time, with the time remaining, I want to give you 3 ways. I want you to grab your pen, paper, pad, whatever that you got. Crayon, whatever you got, seriously. Because I want you to, as they say, I want you to get this work, but I want you to get this knowledge tonight. So if you're ready, put in the comments, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, give me a stiff arm or whatever that you want to give me. Let me know that you are enjoying this information. And again, share this with somebody, every platform, please share. So one of the ways that you can build or rebuild your self-acceptance, you have to embrace your uniqueness. Listen, one of the greatest things about you and me, you are unique. There is nobody in this world like you. Y'all hear what I'm saying? There is no one in this world like you. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you smile. You are unique. But my question is, do you know that? Because if you didn't know that before, now you do. You are unique, but you have to embrace that uniqueness. You have to embrace who you are. You have to embrace yourself more now than ever because you have social media. They'll tell you, they'll tell you how you're supposed to look. They'll tell you you got to wear this, you got to wear that to be noticed. The biggest thing that I want you to get tonight is because you're unique. You don't have to do those things for other people to like you. It's all about you liking and loving and accepting and embracing you. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. That is the true essence of you. That is the true benchmark of anybody's life, even with your family. Your family is unique. Everybody that's in your family is unique and everybody is special. You might not agree to that, but everybody is special. Amina, you're special. I got my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is special. Everybody that's watching this tonight. You're special, but you have to embrace that because nobody else can embrace you until you embrace yourself. So embracing your uniqueness. Number two is, and we talked about this a little bit, I want to just go on a little bit further. Identifying your strengths and weaknesses. Put that in the chat right now. Please put that in the chat for someone. Put that in the chat for yourself. Identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. Now, we spent some time on talking about weaknesses, right? But you got to spend some time on your strengths. See, when you only focus on your weakness, see, I'm flipping it a little bit. See, we talked about your flaws and all those things, but when you can really focus on your strengths, what you are really, really, really good at, oh man, that makes a big difference. That makes a huge difference. When we focus on our strengths, what we're really good at, right? It's not, it can't be taught. That's just something that's internally embedded in us. Then you start to have more self-acceptance. So instead of you always focusing on your flaws and your weaknesses, you got to identify them, right? But you also got to identify the great things about you. Yes, you got to, yes, Amina, you got to identify the strengths and your weaknesses. You got to identify what you're good at, right? That special area, that special place inside of you that nobody can duplicate because it's you. So I'm running out of time. Third is setting realistic goals. You might say, what does this have to do with self-acceptance? Well, when you set goals that you know that you can reach with hard work and perseverance, right? With strength. Because when you identify your strengths, then you're able to set these goals and you start to accept yourself even more. And the more and more you accept yourself and the more and more you love yourself, then you can set these goals and you can not just set them, but you can accomplish them because you love yourself that much. So if you love yourself that much, you're going to put the time, you're going to put the effort in. And the last one is, and this is the very last one, we got to go. Go all in. Do something fun for yourself. Find a club. I ain't talking about clubbing, if that's what you do, whatever. I'm talking about find a club that you can be a part of, that you can throw yourself into. You can put the time and effort into an activity, a job, a hobby, something that interests you, and commit to doing it. Commit. If it's a book club, you commit to doing it. Go all in. I mean, throw yourself in it. But I'm going to go one little bit further. If it's being a parent, go all in it. If you're married, go all into your marriage. Make it happen. Make it work. Right? If it's taking a trip for yourself, do it. Go all in. Budget. If you've got a budget, but do it for yourself. Be around like-minded individuals, but find a coach. And that's my biggest thing that I want to say. A lot of you trying to do this by yourself, and you are having a difficulty doing this by yourself, and you need help. Or maybe you have a family member, maybe you have a child that doesn't do well with self-acceptance. And you're there, you're a good mom, you're a good dad, but they're kind of all over the place. I am here to help. Because not only do I help individuals, but I help families become the best version that they can be. So if you know, if it's your niece, if it's your nephew, if it's you, and you want to help that person, you want to help yourself become better, I want you to go to my various platforms, and I want you to email me. I want you to email me at dmpspeaks@gmail.com, and I'm going to put it up here for everyone. Give me one moment. I want you to email me here because it's important. Email me at dnpspeaks@gmail.com. So important. Before I go, I want to just say this to you. We're all going through some things right now. But I want you to start looking inside yourself and give yourself a breather. And I want you to remember, you got to accept everything about you. Every flaw, every strength, everything, however you look, how tall you are, how short you are, accept it. You don't have things like everybody else, but accept yourself, because when you accept yourself, you have it all. You're rich because you're rich in being yourself. You're rich because you are developing yourself. You're rich because you love yourself. Listen, next week, you do not, and I'm serious, you do not want to miss next week. It is going to be absolutely crazy. But until then, because I'm over my time, I love y'all. I want you to have